Hi, Pisces. This is your reading for the time period of September 15th to September 30th, 2019. For those of you who are new to my channel or just visiting, welcome and thank you for coming by to Amani's Lightwork. Okay, so I hope all is well. What's new on my channel is Keys to Akasha playlists. Okay, it's a playlist. I don't have it connected to the general readings. Okay, so please feel free to check out that playlist. What the content in there is channel news stories that I cover, missing persons reports, which I am still working on those. They're a little harder. Missing persons reports are always a little harder for me personally. They're a little harder than I find them to be more difficult to do towards the end with the ending result or the outcome of why the person is missing, in terms of what do you call it, in comparison to like just channeling like a news article or channeling like someone that already passed, because you would already know the outcome there, you know what I mean? So in terms of that. But if you have an inquiry about that section of my channel, please feel free to send me an email to ifadivination777@gmail.com, or you can write me a direct message on my IG, which is Amani Ife 777. Okay, so let's see what's going on, Pisces. We are going into Libra season, by the way. Okay. Interesting. It smells bad in here. So I was getting that it smells bad in here kind of situation. So you could be visiting somebody's house and you have that kind of thought, or it could be a room, bathroom, it could be a closet, it could be a what do you call that? It could be a workplace. You know, maybe coworkers are sweating profusely for some reason. Suits and ties, make you sweat during the day. If it's something like that, in sweat and body and body odors and things of that nature. I mean, it's natural. A boy's room, where it smells bad in here. So it could be an actual example like that, or it could also be a metaphor for it smells bad, but like this business deal smells bad. I get sketchy. So when I say a business deal smelling bad, I get it's sketchy. So something's going on with a sketchy, something's smelling really bad about a sketchy business deal. Something's sketchy about a business deal for some reason. All right. So be careful of sketchy business deals. Be careful of being in them. Be careful of them becoming sketchy. They may not even be sketchy. Like if you have a business deal or you're in a business, it may not even be sketchy. It may be the people in it. It may just be the people that you have involved in it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it could be that kind of situation. You could have a situation where you have a situation where you have a good business but it has sketchy people. You have a good business that you have running, but for some reason sketchy people are attracting themselves to the business deal or the business. You know what I mean? It just depends. This could be a situation also. It could be like a regular workplace that you're noticing that your job may be hiring sketchy people. And nothing may be wrong about the workplace necessarily. It's just you're thinking that potentially it could turn toxic because of a sketchy coworker that's being hired. I mean, it is September, so people are going into new jobs. People are looking for jobs for holiday season and things that if they don't really have one or a steady one, they're looking for seasonal work or whatever it is, but something that's going on here with sketchiness. So either you yourself need to find, you may need to find a business partner or a new one, or you may need to find a coworker. You may need to find a coworker. You may need, or something sketchy is going on with a coworker, or you may need to find, what do you call it? You may need to, what do you call that? You may need to, however you want to look at those analogies or those metaphoric things. You may need to, I just lost my damn thought. You just need to find, You need to look for a workplace. You may need to just look for, but something is sketchy. So you need to look for a workplace to work in, but something may be sketchy about the workplace, or something is sketchy about a coworker or a boss. But I didn't know. So when I said something sketchy about them, with those two elements there, like a boss or coworker, you may not have known something isn't right. It doesn't even have to be heavy. Sketchy in the sense where you have someone, you're working with someone that has this like they have this persona that it makes them look like that nothing is wrong. They have this persona going on where it looks like nothing is wrong with them. It could even be, you know what I mean? It could even be like an illness that someone has that they're hiding, or what's another example, or a behavior or oddity, whatever it is, a habit that someone has that they have, but you may have seen them or you heard somebody say something about them do something interesting and scary, and something there may be scaring you, or it's or something is sketchy about what this could be. A situation here, you go into a workplace and this could be something that you're finding out about a boss that smokes weed. You find out your boss smokes weed. It's something as simple as that. But something about that implies that you deem that to be sketchy for some reason. I don't know, whatever. Let's see. All right, Pisces. Eight of Swords energy is underneath. It's them. So when I said Eight of Swords underneath, it's them. So it's an Aquarian, it's a Libra, it's a Gemini, but they all smoke. So when I said that, you have all air sign elements. They smoke. They whatever kind of smoking. They smoke. They smoke trees. They smoke whatever it is that they do. Whatever it is that they smoke. Whatever it is that they do that's interesting. Whatever it is that they do that's interesting with the Eight of Swords energy there. But if it's not smoke, but they're not well. So when I said if it's not smoke, then if it's not anything, that could be the reason why they're not well. If it's not smoke, that they're just, it could be something going on interesting with their wellness. But I get mental. So the Eight of Swords energy, and something maybe going on interesting with someone's mental health. But how to say, or how to tell them, or but trying to get boss to do that. So when I said how to say or how to tell them, you're trying to get, if this is a workplace environment, you have something's going on, something maybe mentally ill about a coworker that you have. Someone is mentally ill about a coworker, and you want to tell a boss, may not believe you. You may want to tell your boss, but the sketchiness with that, with the sketchiness with the air sign element, that's a coworker. The sketchiness with them is that the sketchiness about them is that the behavior that they have, you may have seen them do something, you may have seen them say something, but just the way they talk. So do when I said see okay, when I said you may have seen them do something, say something, has something to do with the way they talk, or how they talk to people. There's a switch. So when I said how they talk to people, there's a switch. Like they switch off, like bipolar, or sociopathic behavior. But I get Aquarian. So when I said sociopathic behavior, and Aquarian energy may have that kind of stuff going on. Does a Libra have that stuff going on? Gemini, something is going on with them mentally, but don't see also. So when I said that they don't see that they do, and your boss protects them. Your boss, a housemate, what else? A boss, a housemate, someone in a family, they may protect them. But I need to something maybe. It's an 8. Something is a past the 5. It's past 5 when you're thinking about counting decimals and things of that nature. Once you pass that 5, energy becomes extreme. Once you pass that 5, the energy becomes extreme. Energy, or the way they, whatever it is, it's something. It's 8. It's an 8 energy. You need to tell boss. It's an 8 energy because you need to tell a boss. You need to tell a mom, a dad, a sister, a cousin. You need to tell another colleague, another business partner. Something isn't right. I keep getting inquiring. Something isn't right about that energy. So either it's their health, or it's mental health, or it's what is the other one, or it's something that's going on with them with sociopathic behavior. But I didn't know. So when I said sociopathic behavior, you didn't know. your coworker, your partner. Energies could be your partners, but not anymore. So when I said these energies being your partners, not anymore, business partners, not anymore, love partners, not anymore. But why did I date? So when I said love partners, not anymore, why did I date? Are you potentially going to end up with a Libra? Are you potentially going to end up with a Gemini, a Aquarian, whatever? Someone's going on extreme with their behavior, finding out at the last minute. So when I said that, you're finding out at the last minute that someone is really sketchy about behavior that they have. Someone's really sketchy about something interesting going on with their behavior and business deals, and but stole money. So when I said something sketchy is going on with their behavior and business deals, they may have stolen money. Another business partner may be telling you that I keep getting Aquarian. Another business partner may be trying to tell you that an Aquarian energy stole money. They stole money, and however extreme they stole money, in a home environment, they took something. In a home environment, they took something. It doesn't have to be the Aquarian, whatever air sign. The Aquarian is coming through strongly. In a home environment, they took something. In a business deal, they stole money. Whatever it is, it just depends on what's going on. The Eight of Swords is communicating with a boss, a supervisor, another co-worker about Aquarian. When I said that, it's just communication that needs to be had about an Aquarian energy, or somebody's health, mental health, or their physical health, or what they do in their life, period, and behaviors, and how they talk to you, how they talk to people. The Three of Swords energy is in the starting point. Okay, Three of Swords energy. I get mental health. The Three of Swords energy is mental health. It's mental health. Is it your mental health, or it could be your mental health, or it's but I need clarity. So if Eight of Swords, Three of Swords, you could be trying to communicate to a boss that you need mental health clarity on something, or it's the air signs, or it's something maybe detrimental. Something may be detrimental about the air sign element's health, or their health, or their mental health. But that's what I keep trying to say. That's why I said earlier on when I was channeling, that's what you keep trying to tell a boss. That's what you keep trying to tell. That's what you keep trying to tell you. This could be, you could be in a relationship with an Aquarian, whichever air sign. Someone's going with them mentally. So when I said that someone's interested going on mentally with the air sign elements, period. And something's going on with them, where you need to find a boss. You need to find their mom, their dad, their sister. Have a sit down, have an intervention. I keep getting Aquarian. Have a sit down, have an intervention about. I keep getting the Aquarian. Someone's heavy with them, but someone could also be going on with Geminis and Libras also, but they're okay. So Gemini and Libra elements, they may be okay. Like the spirit is saying, like they may be okay, but someone is really heavy with the Aquarian energy there, but talks to those elements. So the Aquarian energy deals with the Gemini and a Libra often, or every day at work. They go to work, they talk to each other all the time. They talk to each other, but I keep getting something's going on with their demeanor. So it has something to do with the Aquarian energy's demeanor. Like their demeanor, how they speak, how they talk to customers, how they speak, how they talk to customers. It doesn't even have to be bad. I get a slur. If it's not bad, then it's a slur that somebody has, then it's a lisp, then it's what's another situation? Then it's aggressive. But I keep getting Aquarian. When I say that, I get Aquarian. So that could be how you observe they interact customers. That's how they interact with people in a store, in an office setting, in a home environment. Three of Swords, Eight of Swords energy. But I need to pull back from. So when I said that, I need to pull back from Eight of Swords, Three of Swords. You need to tell a boss why. Boss may want to know why you're leaving, why you want to stay home. Aggression. So when I hit why you want to stay home, it has something to do with someone handling you in an aggressive manner, or it has something to do with the fact that you decided to speak on the fact that someone else in the workplace is talking to other people aggressively. Every time I say that, I get Aquarian. So if it's not aggression, then it's just the way someone is. It's just the way you observe someone to be interacting with people somewhere, and you yourself took it upon yourself to tell a supervisor, tell a boss, tell another coworker they took action. So when I said that they took action, that could be why someone needs to leave somewhere. So that could be why in Aquarian energy they're not somewhere, or that could be why they need to leave somewhere, but safeguarding jobs. So That could be why they need to leave somewhere. They themselves may be trying to safeguard their job. Are you trying to safeguard their job? They could have said something to you. Those examples, something there, those examples, so I get depression. Those examples, one of those elements, one of those air sign elements could have said about you to a boss or another coworker or supervisor. The air signs could have said something there about you. The air sign element, the Gemini, the Aquarian, they could have said mental health. They could have said something about your mental health. That's why I said you having conversations with a boss or coworkers why you need to leave, on why you need to leave, or you're on the outside looking in. You're on the outside looking in to something. You're on the outside looking in to something that you did, something that you asked a coworker or a boss to do, ask Aquarian to leave. You ask those elements to ask the Aquarian energy to leave temporarily or permanently, or it's happening to a Gemini. But I got a recommendation. If you did that to a Gemini, it has something to do with a secretive recommendation that you put in for them. Don't want to see them somewhere anymore. So when I said that, you just don't want to see a Gemini energy somewhere anymore. Eight of Swords, Three of Swords. You just don't want to see a Gemini energy. So you're trying to get Aquarian energy permanently out of somewhere. But if it's the Gemini, it's something that you spoke on. If it's the Gemini, it just has something to do with something that you spoke on pertaining to the Gemini. You're speaking on the air sign period, but you're speaking on them in for different reasons, to bosses, to coworkers, to housemates and other family members. And they may be confused into why people in either one of those three environments are interacting in the way that they are with them. They're confused. So when I said that, they're confused. They're confused. Three of Swords, Eight of Swords energy there. It's like being in a witness protection program with a Gemini. You feel you're in a witness protection program almost with a Gemini, with an Aquarian, because you're going behind the scenes to get what you want. You're going behind the scenes to get what you want, and getting what you want implies Aquarian out the way, and getting what you want, a Gemini in another location. Getting what you want implies a Gemini energy to be in, work in, live in, what do you call that? Live in, work in, be in another location away from you for some reason, but they're annoying. So you may deem a Gemini be annoying. You deem some Aquarian energy to be, you deem some Aquarian energy to be sociopathic. Whatever the situation is there. Three of Swords, Eight of Swords energy. You know what I mean? Or they could have this kind of thought about you. That could be why they could have some, if it's you, they don't feel like anything is extreme. I protect yourself. You're just trying to protect yourself. This could be a situation, you could be trying to protect your integrity and things of that nature, because one of the air sign elements could have complained about you for some reason. And the Eight of Swords, Three of Swords is like you could be trying to defend yourself and say that I didn't say this, that, and the third. I didn't speak to him or her in that aggressive way. You know what I mean? Like that could be you trying to defend yourself for something that air sign element said. And that's why I said trying to protect yourself. Eight of Swords, Three of Swords, trying to protect yourself in a business deal, in a workplace. But air signs did. So the air sign, the Gemini, the Aquarian, they did something. You know what I mean? This could also be a situation here where, if it's not anything with someone trying to throw you under the bus in a workplace and whatever the environment is, if no one is trying to do that, if the air sign isn't necessarily trying to do that, then you may have just been complaining about something that an Aquarian said to you, or how they said it to you, Gemini, how they said something to you, what they said to you. But I get thrown under the bus with that element. So when I said that could be where they're trying to throw you under the bus there, or vice versa. Three of Swords, Eight of Swords. You're going to your boss, protects them. You're going to your boss, and for some strange reason, they protect the Gemini, they protect an Aquarian. You're going to the super in an apartment complex, they protect them. You're going to the super in an apartment complex, they protect them. You go into a parent, or I had some about news also. Something's going on here with news. Like what you're saying, either like TV news, or what you're saying caused something to end up on news, or potentially what you're dealing with for some reason is news potential. Three of Swords, Eight of Swords. For some reason, it's news potential. That's why I said somebody. Okay, this could be a situation here where you could be at work with. I'll just go with the Aquarian. You could be at work with the Aquarian, saw them do something. You're at work with the Aquarian, but you saw them do something, and it's something it's some like from the beginning, something about their action applies that they're sketchy, or something surrounding them in their life is sketchy. And you saw something. I keep getting news, and it's news like people passing it to each other in a workplace, in a house, people passing it around to each other like that, or news like it's extreme to it's ending up on the TV. Three of Swords, Eight of Swords energy. But what did you see? So when I said that Eight of Swords, Three of Swords with the Aquarian, whatever air sign, what it could be good. I mean, what did you see? What did you see talking about? What did you hear them talking about? What did you see them doing? You know, but they're going to get in trouble. So when I said what did you see them doing, they're going to get in trouble. The Aquarian, the Gemini, whatever, they're Libra, they're going to get, don't like them. So when I hit Libra, either you don't like all those air signs, or it's a Libra that you don't like. You're like, I don't like them, or you don't like what they did. You don't like what they said, trying to get them into trouble. You're just trying to get those air sign elements, you're just trying to get them into trouble. Because you personally, for whatever reason, you just don't like them, or they don't like you, that you don't like them, or they don't like you, or something's going on here where they either you or them, you may not have those kind of feelings towards them, vice versa. You just saw or heard them with some type of behavior that they have. It's strange, and you just want to tell someone. So either something, either an action that you have there is news potential, like TV potential, or news potential like it's being passed around, like what do you call that? It's just being passed around by other coworkers and colleagues and housemates and other business partners, but they protect themselves. So when I say other business partners, that's how a Gemini protects themselves. That's how an Aquarian protects themselves. Because the people that you are complaining to protect them. The people that you're complaining to you're plotting and planning in your mind, or you have written down as on schedule to go and talk to. They protect Gemini. They protect Aquarian. They protect Libra. Whatever it is. The waiting position has the Five of Swords energy there, Pisces, okay? But what you said, so the Five of Swords energy is betrayal. It's a minor betrayal. It's just a five. It's minor because of what you said, but I keep getting news. It's minor because of what you said, but whatever you said, or whatever you want to share, whatever you want to share, it may potentially get out to multiple people. That's why the spirit keeps emphasizing news. The spirit keep emphasizing. Oh, I see what's going on. I see what's going on also. The spirit emphasizing news all the time, because something Eight of Swords, Three of Swords, Five, all these swords, Jesus, Eight of Swords, Three of Swords, Five of Swords, is that something that you thought was only in a workplace, something that you thought would only stay in a workplace environment, and it could potentially end up on TV. It could potentially end up on TV for some reason, like on TV, like worldwide or nationwide news, like what do you call it? ABC, things of that nature, CNN, whatever it is, at New York One, whatever. Like it could potentially end up in one of those. It could potentially end up in one of those sources there. Five of Swords, Three of Swords, Eight of Swords energy there. But what did boss do? What did boss say? You know what I mean? What did boss do? What did boss say? You know what I mean? Like you may want to know. You know, this could be a situation. This could be your boss could be the air sign. Your boss could be one of the air sign elements. Your boss could be one air sign elements, and you may have told, or the air sign element could be what do you call it? The air sign element, the Libra, the Aquarian, they could be, I get prime. They're prime for something. What do you call it? They're a prime factor, or they're much needed in a business deal that you have going on with them. They may be much needed but sketchy. They're much needed for something, but something that they have going on in their private life, or something that you saw them doing is sketchy. Something that you saw them staying is sketchy. You know what I mean? And it's like something there you shared with another coworker, but they call the police. When I said that, that's why I said news potential. When I said that, they called the police there. They went, and a coworker that you shared something with, but don't share. A coworker that you're trying to share something with, you shouldn't share. So it could be another air sign as a coworker. You shouldn't share something with them. For example, you saw an Aquarian energy do something, but and like a mega, someone's going with a mega corporation, like one of those what do you call it? Like a serious, like, what do you call those places? Like in the court system, or they just have, they have a high ranking. It could be like a high ranking position that somebody has, but has sketchy behavior on the side. A high ranking position that someone has somewhere, they just have sketchy behavior going on the side. They could be a professor. One of the air sign, they could be a professor, they could be a teacher, they could be a what do you call it? They could be a police officer that did something interesting, and or whatever coworker, and you're telling another colleague, you're telling someone, and they're trying to take it to the news. They're trying to take it to the news. They're trying to, what do you call it? They're either trying to take it to the news, or they're trying to take it to you sharing it with them. You're not doing that, but you sharing it with someone else in the workplace. They're taking it to, because they don't like it. They are taking it to the news because they don't like it. They don't like it. So then whatever police calling, whatever is police potential and calling is news potential. So whatever there ends, always something there always ends up on the news. It does. It just depends. It just depends on what kind of workplace it is. Also, it may depend on what kind of workplace it is. You know what I mean? It may or may not. I mean, it may not even matter what kind of workplace it is. It's just what somebody's doing. It may not even matter what kind of workplace it is. It just has to do with what you saw someone doing, what you caught someone doing, what you caught someone on camera doing. Whatever the kind of work, it's a store, whatever. It's news potential because somebody did something crazy, or somebody was acting out really interestingly on another coworker, or on another business partner, or on a customer. Whatever the situation is, or in somebody in the family member, or another family member. But that's why I'm trying to protect myself. So when I said another family member, that's why I'm trying to protect myself. So it could be a family environment. You know what I mean? 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords. It could be happening in a family environment with another, or in some type of living situation with a housemate, but they did something bad. A living situation with a housemate that did something bad, and it's news potential. 3 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 5 of Swords. It's news potential. And you're telling someone that lives in another part of like a housing complex. You're telling someone in another apartment in the same complex as you, in the same apartment complex. You're telling them, and they're potentially calling the police. But I didn't mean to do that. So something potentially happening there. You're trying to say, I didn't mean for someone to go that far. I didn't mean for this conversation. I didn't mean for our workplace conversation to end up on the news. I didn't mean for that to happen like that. That's why the 5 of Swords energy is in a waiting position. You know, someone could be doing this to you. It could be good or bad. You know what I mean? It could be bad that that's happening, or it could be good. 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords, something that you have going on that is good could end up on the news. But like, somebody's not telling you, somebody isn't giving you the heads up that they sent your article out. Someone isn't giving you the heads up that they sent out your resume. So someone, air sign, whichever that you're tied to for business, someone that the air sign, Aquarian, Gemini, they could be your business partners. They sent out something. They could have sent out something that belongs to you, and you may not have wanted it sent out at the time that they sent it out. There's that, but something there is news potential for some reason, because it could be a good thing, but it could be a good thing, but what could be a good thing, but what got sent out maybe missing a couple of what got sent out could be missing, what do you call it? You could be missing, like, you could be missing a model that you needed to wear something. You could be missing what that you know what's coming to mind, like Rihanna. and her Fenty clothing line. That's a perfect example. Three of Swords, Eight of Swords, Five of Swords. She just an example. I'm using her as an example. She is a Pisces, but I'm using her as an example. For example, she's got her Fenty clothing line out, but she may have an assistant that sent out a drawing that the drawing for the outfit maybe missing like a design on the handbag, or sent out an outfit that is missing a button. It's as small as that, but it's news potential, or missing, or it's missing, like, what do you call it, what's another example? The model missing the model that she wanted, or not contacting the right model that she wanted. Just not contacting the model that you wanted for something, or a model like a person, or model like an object, sending out a model when it's not done, things of that nature. Or picking up something in its missing parts. Whatever. Three of Swords, Eight of Swords, Five of Swords energy. You know what I mean? It just depends on what's going on, or you're talking about someone. I keep getting news potential. Literally, you're talking about someone, and you talking about someone. The result of you talking about someone is news potential. So they did something. They did something by accident. They did something, and it implies that they have sketchy behavior, sociopathic stuff, whatever it is. It just depends on what's going on, or something was just done by accident, but it's leaving the workplace and it's news potential. It's leaving the family and it's news potential. It is or it is not. However you want to get news like major news, like TV news, or news like through grapevine stuff, like on the floor, on the surface news. Not if it's not TV news. It just depends on what's going on. And that could be where I get embarrassed. That could be where air sign element Aquarian, whatever. That could be where they're embarrassed. That could be where whatever air sign. That could be where they're embarrassed. You yourself could be for a thought. You yourself could just be embarrassed because of a thought that you have. But your thought is your thought. You may end up voicing. That's why the Five of Swords is there. Your thought. You may end up voicing it. You may end up voicing your thought, unintentionally or intentionally voicing the thought. But be careful with that also. So when I said that, be careful with voicing the thought there. Okay. The present has the Emperor, sign of Aries/Taurus element there, but it's about them as well. It could be about them as well, or it could be about or it's about an Aquarian, but they protect. So when I say it's about an Aquarian, the Aries/Taurus, they protect that's their friend or co-worker, colleague, business partner. They protect the Aquarian. They protect the Gemini. Don't want them to do that though. So they protect a Gemini, but you don't want them to protect a Gemini energy anymore. They protect the Gemini energy for some reason, but really likes them. So the Aries/Taurus really likes a Gemini, but they really like them. The spirit emphasized they really like them. I feel like they're a dude. Like I feel like it could be two guys. This could be a situation here in the workplace where the Aries/Taurus likes Aquarian. The Aries/Taurus likes an Aquarian, and something is bi with that. So when I said that, something there may be bi, and something there. You could be using your intuition about. That's why I said news in the workplace, and people making fun of it. People may be making fun of that exact thing I just said. People may be making fun of that, or something's going on. Something could be going on here. So it could be a household environment. It could be and it could be a household environment and it could be household environments and workplace environments where you could have heard those two elements. If it's an Aquarian and Taurus, they could have been talking to weird. They could have been talking to each other, and you could have been walking by and you may have heard a weird conversation. And the weird conversation could have been stealing. The weird conversation could have been about stealing. Could have been about smoking. Could have been trash. Could have also been about trash. Like trash, like people use like slang, how people say something is trash. They could have said something like that. You know what I mean? That could have been something that they said. That could have been something that they said about a boss or supervisor, or about people coming or that live somewhere, and trash, like calling somebody trash or calling a business deal trash and things of that nature. That something there you could have heard, or literally they could have been talking about trash, but something in the trash in the trash is not supposed to be in the trash. There's that. Something in the trash is not supposed to be in the trash, and something there overheard. Something there you overheard, like a document, a picture. Something's going on important. So when I said document and picture, something about a document and a picture is really important, and it could a top boss. It could belong to a top boss. It could be something that they said about the head of a corporation. Something they could have said some trash related there, or trash talking, like someone is trash talking about it, and it has something to do with a head boss, the head of a corporation, or somebody's documents and information they threw out. So when I said that, they threw something out there. They threw something out. They threw out something. The Taurus threw out something, right? Because of Aquarian. The Taurus threw out something because of an Aquarian. They threw out something. They threw out a document, a picture of someone or something that, or they were trash talking. I had an agency. They were trash talking an agency, like a workplace. They were trash talking an agency. That's why that Five of Swords energy is there. And that's why I said it's news potential, like TV news or news passing through people, like Three of Cups, news, gossip passing through people in a workplace, in a corporation, in an agency. You know what I mean? But I almost said Hierophant. Yes, Taurus energy / Aries element there, but they may need to leave. So when Five of Swords, they may end up getting asked to leave. Like the Taurus / Aries element, they may end up getting axed because of what they did. They may end up getting axed to leave because of what they did. The trash talking with the Aquarian and throwing out the documents that belong to someone, that belong to a person that is really important, like an important person, or like really important documents that I had a supervisor, really important documents that belong to a supervisor but don't like supervisor. So when I said that, they don't like a supervisor. They don't like a supervisor, and that could be why they did something there. That's why I said sketchy, and every time I say sketchy, I get Aquarian. So that's why I said sketchy and things of that nature. But they tag team. So when I say sketchy and things of that nature, the Aquarian and the Taurus, they tag team. The Aquarian, the Aries, the Taurus, they get males. So when I said them, they're males specifically. They're males specifically. So they're males. So they you're thinking that one of them may lose their job. You may be thinking that one of them is because of what you did. You're thinking that one of them is going to lose their job because of what one of them did. One of them said conversation that they were having amongst each other. But I heard when I said that, you heard. If it's not workplace and corporations and business deals, then it could also be a family environment. It could also be a family environment between Taurus and Aries and Aquarians and air sign element. Trash talk is a family environment where those elements, they trash talk somebody. They trash talk somebody all the time. They trash talk other siblings and cousins by life paths. So when I said other siblings and cousins, they may trash talk other sibling and cousins, like their life paths, like talking about people's life paths. You know what I mean? If it's a workplace, you could have been talking about one of these elements' life paths by its supervisor. So either one of these elements could be a supervisor. You know what I mean? One of these elements could be a supervisor that you were talking about. You know what I mean? Or you just heard them, or they're just coworkers or colleagues that you just heard them talking or trash talking a supervisor's life path, or something that a supervisor or a boss does on the side. That's why the Five of Swords energy is there, but don't relay. Five of Swords energy is there. The Aquarian doesn't want you to relay something. Air sign, Libra, Gemini, they all heard, or one of them heard, and they don't want you, or they shared something with you, and they don't want you to relay some supervisor. They don't want you to relay something to a supervisor. You could have been involved in that conversation. They don't want you to relay something to another cousin. You could have been a part of that conversation. You could have been a part of that conversation. Don't relay something to another business partner. You could have been a part. You may have been eavesdropping, or you could have just been a part of that conversation. But Spirit is like, don't relay, but I need to. Like, you're like, don't relay, but I need to. You're like, don't relay, but I need to. You know what I mean? The Taurus element being the present, want them to help you with something. So you want them to help you with something. You may want them, but doesn't know they were a part of a conversation. So I see what's going on here. You wanting the Taurus / Aries element to help you conceal something, I lie. That you may need you're trying to get them to help you. You're trying to get them to help you lie. trying to get them to help you lie. It just depends on what's going on. Or something's going on here where you don't know, you do not know that they were a part of a conversation, or you don't know protect Aquarian. You don't know that they protect an Aquarian, or they protect a Gemini, whatever air sign, they protect them, and something there you don't know. Five of Swords energy, something there you don't know, because potentially you're gonna end up calling them. But they called me. So when I said potentially you calling them, they called you. Like they're trying to call you. They could be trying to scoop or get the ends. They could be trying to scoop, which means the same thing. Getting the ends. That's something that they're trying to do. They want the ends about an Aquarian, but talks to them often. Them wanting the ends about an Aquarian, they talk to them often. They want the ends about Libra and Gemini, talk to them often. They talk to them often, or they just handle business together. I didn't know. They handle business together all the time. You didn't know? Or you intuitively know that they're besties or something. In a family, in a workplace, in a business deal, they share something. In a business deal, they share something. And you don't know that, but potentially they're calling you. Potentially they're going to call you. What happened to the Aquarian? I see what's going on here. This is a situation here where if you Five of Swords betrayed Aquarian, but Five of Swords is betraying one of the air sign elements by telling a supervisor something that you did or said, something that you saw them doing. But what's happening is that the Taurus is cool with them, but what's happening is the Taurus has your number, or another family member, something, another business partner, that they're trying to call you information on Aquarian. They're trying to call you for information on Aquarian, but something's going on here where the Taurus / Aries element doesn't know it's you that threw somebody under the bus. They don't know that it's you that threw one of those air sign elements under the bus. You know what I mean? Like I said, if it's a Gemini, this could be a tactic that you did to get someone to be at another location. If it's an Aquarian, something's going on with them with sociopathic things and mental health. Every time I say mental health, I get all the air signs. Whatever is interesting going on with the air signs, you want to implement a change. You're talking to supervisors behind the scenes, and the Taurus you may be close to but has your number. Taurus you're close to, they have you have their number, but they're really close, or they're really close to, or they really protect, or they really safeguard the air signs, vice versa, for some reason. And something there you may know, or something there you may not know. Be careful. So when I said that, I get be careful. Like really, like the spirit is like be careful. Like you may need to be in whatever extremity, you may need to be careful there. That's why I said don't relay. Like don't relay what something could have been relayed to you about an Aquarian. Don't share with Taurus. Something could have been relayed to you about an Aquarian, but you shouldn't share it. You should not share it to a Taurus. Something could have been relayed to you. The Taurus could be they're trying to get the ends about an Aquarian, but they don't know that you made a secretive convo. They don't know that you made a secretive phone call. They don't know that you set up, or you scheduled a private meeting with another business partner, or a boss, or a supervisor. They don't know, but it has something to do with throwing air signs under the bus. It has something to do with throwing the air sign elements under the bus, and whatever kind of extremity you're throwing it under the bus for. That's why the Five of Swords energy is there. But the Taurus, you don't know their involvement. The Taurus, you don't know their involvement, and potentially you're trying to tell, but things you don't. They may be thinking that you don't know something. They do or they do not, or they may have the same. They may have been given the same amount of information as the air sign. They may have been given the same amount of information by a supervisor, by another colleague, by another coworker as you were. They may have been, or they may or may not have been, but you protect yourself. Every time I say that, protect yourself. So whatever you say about the air, about a Gemini, whatever you say, decide to say about a Libra, whatever you say about an Aquarian, whatever you decide to relate to a Taurus, whatever you decide to relate to them, they are potentially going to relay back to the air sign. But just be cryptic when I said that. So you just may need to be cryptic with the Aries / Taurus element. Just be cryptic. Don't tell them because they protect the air signs. Don't tell them everything. They protect the air signs. They protect the air signs. You know what I mean? Is it the air signs that you're talking to about a Taurus? But I really like them. It could be the air sign elements that you're talking to, and you really like a Taurus. Something about your liking with a Taurus, you may not want the air sign elements to know, or something that you're doing, something that you said about a Taurus, you don't want the air signs to know. But something is heavier. Something is heavier with something going on with the air sign elements, and you potentially relaying something to a Taurus. You potentially relaying something to a Taurus about the air signs that you already shared with another colleague, coworker, boss, or another family member. But every time I go on those examples, do not share. Like the spirit is like, do not share. You know what I mean? Someone could be having these kind of thoughts about you in a workplace or a family, and something there Taurus shouldn't share. Something there Taurus shouldn't share. That's why the 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords, and 5 of Swords, the air signs may be itching to tell you something that a Taurus said about you. They may be itching to tell you something that they heard a Taurus say. But it's weird. So when I said that, it's weird. And you're talking to a Taurus and thinks you don't know something. You're talking to a Taurus and they think you don't know something. They think you don't know something. The future has the 4 of Swords energy. Okay. The instincts has the Wheel of Fortune energy in the instincts, but something's going on here, and that's really heavy. Like it's heavy. All the swords, it's heavy for some reason. The wheel, something's going on here. All right. Something's going on here really interesting here. All right. And it could have Wheel of Fortune. It could have something to do, but I keep getting Aquarian. It has something to do with an Aquarian Taurus. It has something to do with them really heavily for some reason, or it's the result of, okay, all right, this is really interesting. The result of what, okay, the result of you sharing something about them, the result of you sharing something about them, the result of you seeing something that they did, hearing something that they said, it's going to cause them to lose something. So when I said that, it's going to cause them to lose something, like heavy, like it's heavy. It's going to cause them to lose something. Lose something like heavy, something heavy. It is a heavy energetically. It is heavy. Is it gonna cause you to lose something? It may potentially, but like every time I say that, I get be careful. So it could potentially cause you to lose something, but every time I say that, I get be careful. The Taurus, all these elements here, in addition to yourself, should be careful. All these elements, in some extent, should be careful for some reason. Like it's extreme. Like something is really extreme about it for some reason, and the talking and the relaying and the sociopathia and whatever it is, or stealing. You know what I mean? But don't betray. So when I hit stealing, don't betray someone. Don't tell the Taurus that the Aquarian steals money. Don't tell the Taurus and Aquarian energy steals money. Don't tell the Taurus what you said about a Gemini, what you did with the air sign. Don't tell them that. Don't tell the Taurus what you said about the Aquarian. Don't tell the air signs what Taurus did. Don't tell the air signs what a Taurus did. But it's really heavy for some reason, trying to keep job. It's heavy to the point where you want to keep your job. So wanting to keep your job, the spirit emphasizing you wanting to keep your job, it implies that unscrupulous behavior may be happening in an agency. Unscrupulous moves, but money and taxes, and stealing and lies and mental health behaviors and things of that nature intertwined there. It shouldn't be shared. So when I said that shouldn't be shared in a family environment, people are trying to share those things. But something's embarrassing, yes. But something is really heavy with it for some reason, because the heavy feeling with trying to keep job is that it, in whatever extremity whatever extremity it is, and you trying to keep your job, is that if you say something about something that you heard or saw, and whatever extremity, if you say something, it could cause you to lose your job, or it could cause a Taurus to lose their placement. It could cause a Taurus to lose their placement. So staying in a job and seeing wrongdoing, staying in a job and observing wrongdoing, and at whatever proximity you're seeing and hearing and observing, however you're observing wrongdoing, staying in a job and seeing wrongdoing, don't say anything. Staying in a job and seeing wrongdoing is that you're not saying anything, or you're deciding not to say anything. And the Taurus element may be calling you. You could be calling them, But the wrongdoing energy, I keep getting Aquarian. The wrongdoing energy is coming from the Aquarian or whichever air sign element. Oh, I see what's going on here. The Gemini energy got them out the way. The Gemini energy you may have gotten out the way, but kept talking about something. So the Gemini energy kept talking about something, and that could be the Five of Swords. That could be why you got them out the way. But getting them out, getting them Wheel of Fortune, getting them out the way is like getting them to go, getting them to move to another floor. Getting them out the way is like trying to get them to, what do you call it? Getting them out the way is like trying to get them to be demoted. Getting them out the way, don't like. When I said that, you just don't. The reason for that, you don't like them. You don't like them. So you yourself could have hooked up someone. You yourself could have hooked up someone. You yourself could have hooked up someone that they have some type of, the person that you're trying to hook up has a court system or something. The person that you're trying to hook up has some type of connection to a court system or government or whatever. You're trying to get that kind of overthrow someone. You're trying to figure out a way to overthrow someone, but you're behind the scenes. You are behind the scenes of it. A Taurus helping. So when I said that, a Taurus is trying to help you with that. So if they don't protect the air sign in whatever level, the Taurus is trying to help you scheme. The Taurus is trying to help you scheme somebody. The Taurus is trying to help you scheme someone. And the scheme is by hooking up someone, is by hooking up an external coworker or colleague or business partner, is by hooking them up to, I watch Gemini, is by hooking them up to watch a Gemini. Like watch them, like watch what card they're going into. Watch where, what's another example? Watch where they go, watch where they live. That could be happening to the Aquarian energy as well. You know what I mean? Watch what house they go into. Watch what street they live on. Watch what street they turn down on where they live. Watch what street they live on. Like watch what street they go down where they key into their house. Watch what street they live on. Do they live on 15th? Do they live on 18th? What street watch to see what street they turn down. Watch to see what street they go in. Go look to see what the address of their house is. That's happening to the Aquarian. So when I said that, that's happening to the Aquarian. But it's because of you that Taurus, I keep getting Taurus protects. Taurus is protecting the fact that you know that. That's why I said calling you. Taurus is protecting the fact that you know that. Taurus is protecting the fact that you are involved into why that's happening. Taurus is protecting the reason. Taurus is protecting the fact that you hooked up someone to go watch where Aquarian live. Did the Gemini energy move all their boxes? Did the Gemini energy move yet? Did it move house? Did it go to the other floor that I schemed, that I want, that I didn't want them my floor? Did they finally move to that floor? That could be what's happening with you there. You know what I mean? And secrecy with Taurus. The secrecy with the Taurus there. So this could be happening to a boss. Like this could be something that's going on with you with these elements and a boss, or another coworker, another colleague they're not really liked. So when I say coworker or colleague, they're not really liked. And people are moving, you and in addition to other people are moving really interestingly. I keep getting Aquarian, are moving really interestingly like this with someone, but it's the Aquarian energy that is happening to like that. Or it's a Gemini or a Libra. But they're really extracted. A Gemini and a Libra are really extracted, but they may know what's happening to them. There may be tactics on them like that. Are there tactics on you like that? Are there tactics on you like that with the air signs and Gemini? There may be a tactic on you like this with a Gemini energy, with a Gemini or a Taurus, or they help me. So I was gonna say Taurus or Aries element, but they help you. Those elements help you with something. You know what I mean? They help you with something. It's really interesting, the tactics here, the schemes. But I keep getting Aquarian. The tactics and the schemes are coming from the energy of what's happening to an Aquarian or Gemini or Libra, but it's heavier with the Aquarian energy for some reason. It's heavier with them, But it has something to do with throwing someone under the bus for some type of behavior or something that they did, something that they said, or a company money, whatever it is, corporation, nonprofit money and funding, and they use. So when I ran through that, they use that money. Does a Taurus use? But I protect them. A Taurus may use that money if it's a workplace like that. A Taurus may use that, but you protect that. You protect that knowing. You protect that knowing. That could be why the Taurus calls you. You know, the Taurus could be calling you to see, just to see what did the air sign out. Did the Aquarian see something? Did the Libra, did the Gemini, did they see something? The Taurus, that could just be the reason into why the Taurus could be calling you, or the Aries. That could just be the reason into why those elements contact you often, vice versa. You know, you call them insight on Aquarian. You call them for insight on the Aquarian, status on the Aquarian, status Gemini, status on Libra. But they're still somewhere. So when I say status on Gemini and Libra, they're still somewhere. So some type of tactic that you have with someone on a Gemini and a Libra-like element, they're still somewhere. Something there that's a tactic may not be working on them. But I keep getting scheme. A tactic that's happening on them is something scheme like with a Gemini and a Libra and the Aquarian. Some of the scheme like with them, but the spirit separating the Gemini and the Libra from the Aquarian is that something is more extreme with the Aquarian, and they're protected by something. They're protected by something that has more power. They're protected by something that has more power. That has power over. Okay, this is interesting. The Aquarian energy may be protected by something. That could be something that you're finding out because, but did a private investigation. So when I said that, the Taurus Aries element, they may have done. They could be a private investigator. That's why it's Emperor energy, police officer, undercover police officer. They could have found out something. They're not a coworker. They could have found out something. They could have found out something on the Aquarian. That could be why the spirit is emphasizing the separation between the Aquarian and the Gemini and the Libra, because the Aquarian energy has, I keep in high ranking. Something about them is high ranking, or they could be a high ranking Mason, whatever. They're a high ranking what do you call it? They could be the damn head of an organization, like I said, or they could be the supervisor, or they could be what else? The head of government or something. The head of some type of governmental construct somewhere. That they could be head of legislation and lawmaking. They could be a judge, whatever they're head of. You know what I mean? Or something. If it's not like that, a heavy, then something that's going on with them. I didn't know. So when I said something type of protection like that they have going on like that, something there you didn't know. And it's important that you know, because it's important that you know, because there's somewhere and you're saying something about them, and I keep getting don't share, and you shouldn't share because government coming after. So you may be thinking that somebody in the government is going to come after you for some reason. Yeah, like however you want to look at government, you may be thinking that someone in the government may come after you for some reason, or come after the Taurus, but we're protected. So when I said that we're protected, a nonprofit organization is protected. What do you call it? Some type of corporation is protected. It's protected, or certain people in it. Certain people in it are protected. You know, certain people in it are protected. That's why I said something being really separate about a Gemini and a Libra don't have the same kind of protection that an Aquarian energy has. Or an Aquarian energy doesn't have the same kind of protection that a Gemini and a Libra have. And that could be why an Aquarian energy is still somewhere. That could be why an Aquarian energy is still somewhere. That could be why they're still somewhere. And a Gemini and a Libra energy, they left. That could be why they left, because this is about types of protection here that people have, and it's important to know the type of protection that a person or you have, because it has to do with the outcome of a situation, or has to do with the outcome of someone trying to betray someone. It just depends on what's going on. You know what I mean? This is like a third class citizen. This is like someone in the middle class. This is like someone in the middle class is trying to throw someone in the upper class. They're trying to throw them under the bus. Not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And whatever the setting is, it's not going to work. In any event, it is not going to work. But how to get that kind of status? So when I said that, how to get that kind of status? how to move from middle class to upper middle class to high to upper class, how to move the socioeconomic hierarchy, how to move up there in order to make something work in your favor. It just depends on what's going on. You don't like certain people. You don't like certain people somewhere. You're trying to throw it potentially there's a mistake with throwing someone under the bus because they what do you call it? They have connections to government or they're upper class. They make more money. And that could be where the analogy is with protecting yourself or just not saying anything at all. That's why I said working somewhere and just watching wrongdoing continue to happen. Just watching wrongdoing continue to happen somewhere. It could be in a family that people have this kind of stuff with moms and dads or hierarchy, whatever it is. Whatever. But this could be a situation. The sociopathic thought could be a thought someone has about a boss. The sociopathic thought could be coming from a supervisor. The thought someone has about a supervisor. You know what I mean? Or someone that pays you. You have that someone that pays you a large sum of money, but gets money from government. So somebody that pays you a large sum of money, they get money from government. That is government money, government funding. And somebody could, you yourself, Taurus, whichever, somebody could be talking really wrong move. Someone there could be talking really bad about them, and that's a wrong move. That's why the Wheel of Fortune energy is there. Someone could have lost their life like that. You know what I mean? Like something there. Yes, those kind of schemes do happen. Working against government. What's that called? Treason. Working against government and things of that nature. That could be why something could be news potential. Wow. That's why the Wheel of Fortune energy is there. The accomplishment has the Chariot sign of Cancer right next to the Three of Swords energy with the sign of Cancer. So you could be dealing with a Cancer, or it's just travel. You know what I mean? Might to stop something. It could be travel that you need to. It could be travel that you need to take to stop something from happening. Stop something from being revealed, or whatever it is, or stop something from showing up on the news. To have it show up on the news or not show up on the news. Like I said, it doesn't have to be something crazy. It doesn't have to be something crazy. It could be the Wheel of Fortune. Something wasn't finished yet. Wheel of Fortune could be something wasn't finished yet. A design, some type of article, whatever. It's missing. It's missing page 10, whatever, and it got sent out. You know what I mean? Traveling to the editor's office, traveling to the what do you call it? Police office, yeah, probably police precinct and things of that nature. Traveling to what do you call it? Traveling to what's another example? Traveling to post office, traveling to a place where they make copies and copies of pictures and things of that nature, like student IDs and printing out things. Something is missing. It could just that could just be where that could be another example where communication may be off about something. But at the same time, someone is also talking about someone into the reason into why they made that kind of mistake, period. Into why someone made that kind of mistake, period. You hooked up someone to print something for you. You could have hooked up someone to print something for you, and they printed it wrong, and it's being sent out to. It could be getting mailed out or sent out to like a major corporation there, and something Wheel of Fortune, something is missing, or something may have been printed badly. News article printed badly. It's missing details of a case. This depends on what's going on energetically there. With the Chariot energy there, but should I apologize? So smaller example, should I apologize for something? You're thinking that's why the Three of Swords is right next to the Chariot Aquarian. You're thinking that you need to apologize to an Aquarian about what you said and things of that nature. Because other co-workers, other people at an agency, other people in a daycare, they heard the conversation. Or someone that you share something really private to about the air signs, they betrayed you, Taurus. I get Taurus when I said it. They betrayed you by relaying that. The Taurus betrayed you by relaying that back to one of the air sign elements there. By relaying that back to Libra, you don't hear she said that you don't hear she said that they don't like your clothing. You don't hear she said that they want you to work on a new floor. You don't hear she is trying to get you to leave this workplace, period. But yeah, crying when I said that. And all that implies heavy betrayal there. And that could be where you're thinking that you need to apologize to someone. That could be where Taurus may think so, but it's their fault. Taurus thinks so, it's their fault. Wheel of Fortune, it's their fault. The Wheel of Fortune is there. That's why I said earlier on in the reading, you're thinking that you're going to need to work from home. You're thinking that you need clarity. You need time to think because of something that you did. But the only reason why you're getting caught doing it is because you're sharing it with someone that is trying to betray you. You're trying to share something interesting with someone that they potentially they're going to betray you. They're gonna betray you. So don't share certain things. Don't share certain things with lovers, other family members. Don't share certain things. Don't share certain things about it could be doctor's appointments and things that somebody's going on that you're sharing and something there is getting relayed and you're like I'm gonna lose my chance of I'm gonna lose the opportunity of getting laid tonight. I'm gonna lose the opportunity of I might end up sleeping on the couch. Whatever it is, because somebody may end up being really enraged. Whatever air sign or the Taurus. But I was getting it's their fault. Whatever. I might end up they're gonna they may lay me off. That could be a tactic. Whatever run through of explanations that people give into the reason into why people get laid off. There's more behind the scenes of people getting laid off. It's favoritism behind the scenes of that. Favoritism. So you're trying to figure out how to keep your placement in a job. Because you could be a favored one in a job. But stop talking about people. Stop talking about people. Or don't relay a thought that you have about someone to someone else that they're really close to. So be careful with those kind of moves, The spiritual self has the Queen of Pentacles right next to the Five of Swords energy there, the Queen of Pentacles energy, but she talks. The Queen of Pentacles energy could be a Taurus, Capricorn, whatever earth sign female, they talk, she talks. Capricorn talk, Virgo talk. All these earth sign females, they talk too much. These earth sign females, they talk too much. Like you deem them to be talking too much for some reason. Well, the Five of Swords right next to them. But that's what a Taurus said. So a Taurus female said that about a Capricorn. A Taurus male said that about a Capricorn. But they want to sleep with. So when I said that, they want to sleep with this person. They want to sleep with them. And something there is strange. Something about that may be strange to you. And that could be what a Taurus was talking to an air sign element about, or that could be what one of the air sign elements heard that a Taurus said about a Queen of Pentacles, but they just know something secretive about them. So when I said that, they just know something secretive about the Queen of Pentacles energy, or you just know something secretive about the Queen of Pentacles energy. You know something secretive about a Capricorn because of a Taurus. You know something secretive about a Capricorn because of a Taurus. Like something interesting because of Aquarian. Something interesting could be happening to the Capricorn because of an Aquarian. Or somebody said something, the Aquarian energy could have said something about the Capricorn energy. You know what? But it's weird. So when I said that, it's weird. So whatever they said about a Capricorn, it's weird. But that's what a Taurus said. So when I said that, that's what a Taurus said. Or the Taurus said something about, the Taurus could have said something about an air sign wanting to sleep with them. The Taurus said something about air sign element wanting to sleep with this energy, wanting to be with them, wanting to invite them over. But I don't want to see. So when I said that, is that I don't want to see Capricorn. I don't want to see Taurus, or you see Taurus, or I don't want to see Virgo anymore. I don't want to see a Virgo anymore. I don't want to see that could have been what you were talking to. That could have been literally what you were talking to a Taurus/Aries element about on the phone. You could have been talking to them about that, and they could be trying to relay that to. They could be trying to relay that to the air sign, and the air sign element protect Capricorn. The air sign element may protect Capricorn energy. They do or they do not. Or the air sign element said something strange about the earth sign female. They said something strange about them. Five of Swords, they said something strange about them. And that's something there you want to relay. Something there you want to relay to the Taurus element. If it's a male, something there you may want to relate to the Taurus, but they really want to sleep with. So every time I say that, they really want to sleep with someone. And it's something there may have something to do with the fact that they really want to sleep with someone. And the Aquarian may have that thought about a Capricorn. The Taurus male may have that kind of thought about a Capricorn female, Taurus or sign female. All that could be weird. All that is weird to you, and all that you heard. You know what I mean? The Three of Swords energy, if it's not only air sign, the kind of commentaries and the weird thoughts and stuff you had about the air sign element, somebody may have that about the Queen of Pentacles, but it's not true. So somebody having that about the Queen of Pentacles, it's not true. And you saying that could be what other coworkers are finding out, other family members are finding out, or a Taurus is finding out, but they like them. So Taurus finding out they like that element. They like them. Whatever it is. That's why the Wheel of Fortune and a deception. The Wheel of Fortune is here in the instincts because of deception. You know, you had a deceptive. You yourself may have had a deceptive thought. It can have something to do with mental health and things of that nature about a Queen of Pentacles energy, but she's fine. So when I said that, this element is fine. They're fine. You know what I mean? They're fine. Or something you said about the air, something that you said about the air signs, something that you said about the air signs, you could be sharing with the Queen of Pentacles. That's where I'm getting information from. So something about the air sign elements, the Queen of Pentacles is giving you that heads up about those air signs. They're trying to give you the heads up energy there. They're trying to give you the heads up about a Gemini, about an Aquarian, their behavior. The Queen of Pentacles is trying to give you the heads up about the Aquarian's behavior. Gemini, Libra, their behavior, or what they did or what they said to someone, or what they did or said or about someone. It just depends on what's going on there. But don't have a right to talk about. So Queen of Pentacles, either they don't have a right to talk about something, or the air signs, or the Taurus that they want to see. Every time I say Taurus, they want to sleep with. If it's Queen of Pentacles, Taurus male wants to be or sleep with this person, but I don't understand. So the air sign air sign element you may have been talking with, the Aquarian, the Libra, you may not understand you may not understand that feeling. You may not understand that feeling precisely. And something there you may have been talking about as well. You know, but I was also getting don't have a right to talk about. So either the air signs and the Taurus don't have a right to talk about the Aquarian, the Taurus, they may not have a right to talk about a Capricorn. You know what I mean? Those elements don't have a right to talk about her. They don't have a right to talk about this element or one of these elements. They don't have a right to talk about them. They don't have a right to talk about them because something is going on interesting mentally. Something is going on interesting that is mentally is going on with them. So they could have been talking about someone's mental health. They could have been talking about somebody's mental health. I keep saying it's not true, but it's not true. But that's why I said earlier on in the reading, you could have been a part of that conversation, and it could have something to do with the Queen of Pentacles energy. You could have been a part of that conversation. You could have been a part of that conversation, and you're trying to back up yourself, and it's not true. But another coworker said. So when I said that, another coworker said. So it could be mental health, or something going on with someone mentally, or something going on with someone physically. That could also be, but Aquarian said something going on physically with someone, and Aquarian energy said something is going on, but they keep looking at. So when I said something physically going on with someone, and Aquarian energy said something physically about this person, like physically, like a facial feature or a body part, they keep looking at a body part. They keep looking at. Like a behind, like whatever, like a body part, breast. They keep looking at whatever it is that's going on there, but can't understand. So when I said that I can't understand that. You can't understand. Wheel of Fortune energy there, but disgusting commentary. So Wheel of Fortune in the instincts is disgusting commentary, or you're disgusted by something that's happening here on someone, on yourself. Disgusting commentary online and things of that nature it could be pertaining to the Queen of Pentacles energies. You know, disgusting commentary. The air sign elements could be responsible for putting out that commentary. You in turn to protect the Queen of Pentacles, safeguarding them. In turn, your way of protecting them is by betraying the Aquarian, betraying the Gemini, betraying the Libra. However you want to look at protect, they could have said something really bad. They could have said something really bad about someone. They could have said something really nice about them, but can't understand. Saying something really nice about them, you can't understand that. But it could have something to do with looks and body parts, and something's going on interesting with the sexual feelings. Every time the Aquarian, sexual feelings and thoughts from the air sign elements and the Taurus male, you know. And all those kinds of comments could be, those kind of comments could be on someone in the workplace. Those kind of comments could be on someone. I keep getting talking about legislation. Those kind of comments could be pertaining to someone in legislation, or that they work in parliament of some kind, or in the government. Those kind of those kinds of commentary could be happening to someone like that, or someone that you know has that kind of connection, right? Gemini. Someone that you know has that kind of connection, and it's the Gemini, it's the Aquarian. You know what I mean? The mentality has the King of Wands energy. It's a Leo, so you could be dealing with a Leo, but it's somewhat making sense. Something may not make sense to you about a Leo for some reason. Like something may not make any sense that they're saying or they're sharing or things of that nature. But firing someone. So when I said that they're trying to fire somebody, like they're trying to fire the Aquarian, fire whatever air sign. Who were they trying to fire? They could have fired the Queen of Pentacles energy, you know, so, or let them go. Or they themselves could have gotten fired. You know, you're thinking that they got fired. You may be thinking that but behind the scenes of something, you're thinking that they're going to get fired or they got fired because they're behind the scenes of something. They're behind the scenes of something for some reason, you know? They're behind the scenes of something. Whatever they're behind the scenes of, some type of betrayal. They're behind the scenes of some kind of betrayal that happened to Queen of Pentacles, that happened to you, that happened to who else is being betrayed? That happened to Aquarian, Gemini, Libra. They're deep behind the scenes. When I hit Libra, they're deep behind the scenes of something betrayal that's going on with a Libra. That's going on with a Libra or Gemini, whatever. Those air signs. But don't really like them. They don't really like the Leo doesn't really like the air sign. The Leo doesn't really like the Aquarian. The Leo doesn't really like the spirit is saying doesn't really like them because they may interact with them often because of business. They may interact with them often because of business. And that information could be what you're getting from the Queen of Pentacles energy right next to the Five of Swords. But how do they know? So you're getting that information from the Queen of Pentacles. How do they know? They could have been eavesdropping. They could have been standing in the hallway, you know, or they just know. Five of Swords right next to them. They just know something. I'm embarrassed. Them just knowing something that you're embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like I said from the beginning, the money, the stealing, the money, all that stuff from the beginning could have been what's happening to them or you. You could be embodying Queen of Pentacles energy was stolen from. You embodying Queen of Pentacles energy you were stolen from. You were stolen from. But it's the air sign elements that are responsible for that. Taurus knows that. Trying to talk to a Taurus, trying to get information out of the Taurus because of that. Yourself or a Queen of Pentacles. Or the Leo had what was done. The Leo just knows what was done or how something was done, how something was said. Who said it, why they said it. But they're deep behind the scenes of that. Every time I say that, I get Aquarian. The Aquarian is deep behind the scenes of something, or they're responsible for why something happened to someone. And a Leo has information on that because of a Taurus, possibly as well. They talk, those elements talk often. Home environment, family, workplace, corporation, agency. They talk about that often. They talk about those tactics and schemes often. You know, money bets and things of that nature. I had Aquarian. Money bets and things of that nature. The Aquarian energy may be doing that, or that's something that they do all the time. And something there could be what is causing someone causing people or causing someone to lose their job all the time. Or lose jobs, period. Get jobs, lose jobs. It just depends on what's going on there. You know, mental health. You may be thinking that someone is so because of what they do. You may be thinking that someone is sociopathic because of what they do. The choices that they make. It's odd. That what the air sign elements, you know, and that could be what a secretively talks about. That's what a Taurus secretively talks about with you. They secretively talk about that with a Leo. But I keep getting information from. Information is coming from the Queen of Pentacles, or it's their information. It's their information that Aquarian, that the air sign, when those air sign elements have, they disperse. They disperse, or it's yours, or it's yours that they disperse and want to get back at. It's yours that they disperse and you want to get back at. But potentially, with you getting back at, it's scary. Potentially, with you trying to get back at someone for someone to get back at. Okay, you trying to get back at someone for someone, or you trying to get back at someone for yourself. It's I get harm. So be careful. Someone is harming there. or potentially, or something is not right or dangerous about trying to do that for some reason, you know. Because it's dangerous, because it implies that a loss of a job may happen with someone, you know. Mm. The loss of a job, the person doing the crime could be, yes, could be the one losing the job, but they're also protected, which means that they could get another job quickly, or if something's going on, if something, the loss of the job analogy is that, you yourself, I keep getting protection, you yourself may just need to be protected, but as something is going on interesting with you, as something is going on, but I keep holding your tongue as well, so you keep holding your tongue about stuff, about something all the time. Like, that could be something that you do in a family environment, workplace. That could be something that you do, and but something about somebody doing this to you, something about somebody, they need to talk. Something about this happening to you with someone, is that the person that knows that it's happening, they themselves may need to talk. Or the person that is happening to you, they need to speak up. The person it's happening to may need to speak up, but they do it indirectly. So when I said that, they do it indirectly. You do it indirectly. The Capricorn, the Taurus female, those Earth sign females, the Virgo, they do it indirectly. Mm. But something is annoying the air signs, though. So something about them doing something indirectly is irking. It's irking the air sign. It's irking the Aquarian, the Gemini, the Libra. Not the Libra. It's irking the Aquarian energy for some reason. That could be what a Taurus said. That could be what a Taurus keeps talking to you about. But they're not even somewhere anymore. So the Capricorn, the whatever Earth sign female, they're not somewhere anymore. But at corruption, they're responsible for corruption in some type of environment here. They're responsible for corruption. They're responsible for giving you the heads up about something. If they're responsible for giving you the heads up about something, if they're responsible for giving you the heads up about something, that means keep your mouth shut. That may mean that you may need to keep your mouth shut. Or you could be trying to give them the heads up at Aquarian. You could be trying to give them the heads up about an Aquarian, and you may want them to stop talking about. You may want them to stop talking about something there, or that's the kind of thought a Taurus has about them as well. But they may not care. If I was Taurus right next to them, they may not care, you know? But being looked after. So they are being looked after. Somebody is looking after them. You're looking after them because of air signs and the Taurus. Or the Taurus wants to be with them. Taurus wants to be with them. Taurus male wants to be with them. You know? But something about a Taurus male wanting to is weird. Something about a Taurus male wanting to be with them is weird. Or you. Or the air signs. Or the air signs have interesting thought about them. The air signs have an interesting thought about the Queen of Pentacles energy or energies. They have interesting thoughts about them, and somehow they voice them with you. They voice them. Or the Queen of Pentacles all the time. The Queen of Pentacles energy voices their thoughts all the time. And something there is really profound. But I need to talk to. So when I said that, I need to talk to. Or Five of Swords right next to them. I get envy. The Five of Swords right next to them is envy. Are you envious of them? Or that could be something that's a feeling that they have. That's a feeling that a Gemini has about them. That's a feeling that the air sign elements have about the Queen of Pentacles energy. They're envious of them. And that could be why they talk interestingly about someone. You know, or the air sign elements may just be really annoyed by the Taurus liking that they have with them, but not sure if someone likes someone anymore. So when I said that, you're not sure if a Taurus likes a Capricorn anymore, or a Taurus likes another Taurus anymore. A Taurus likes a Virgo. You're not sure if a Taurus male slash Aries. You're not sure if the Emperor energy likes the Queen of Pentacles energy anymore. You're not sure. Or you're not sure if the Queen of Pentacles energy likes a Taurus anymore because of what they did. So Five of Swords right next to them, they could be the ones that are betraying people. That has a right to. So when I said that has a right to. When I said that they have a right to. But you're trying to say that you're not sure if they like us anymore. You're not. Do they like us anymore? You don't think the Queen of Pentacles energy likes, like, they could have left a workplace that you were in with them, or they stormed out of a workplace or a corporation or an agency that you were in with them. You know. But people are still interestingly. People may be talking about them really interestingly all the time still, whatever. But it's because of envy that they keep doing that, or something's going on where you said you're trying to say, and if it could be, it could even be family, that somebody knows that people know, somebody knows how people feel about them in a family, you or them. It just depends on what's going on, or something's going on where you're not sure if this element, like you said, us anymore. You know what I mean? You're not sure that they're not somewhere where you are anymore. They are, they're not. Does she still like the Aquarian? After the fact that she knows how somebody feels, how the Aquarian feels about her, how the Taurus feels about her. You know what I mean? Libra doesn't really like a Libra may not really like you or this person. You know, but they have an interesting way in protecting someone. Or they like them to an extent. It just depends on what's going on. Or if Taurus has an interesting feeling or thought about them, but want Aquarian out the way. So when I said that could be why a Taurus having an interesting thought about the Queen of Pentacles, and Aquarian energy wants whatever air sign wants them out the way from the Queen of Pentacles, or out the way from you, out of the way from you. But how to contact? So I'm looking at the Queen of Pentacles. How to contact them? How to contact them? Five of Swords and right next to them. What something interesting is going on with them. The Five of Swords next to them. Something interesting is going on with them. How to contact Capricorn female? How to contact Taurus female? How to contact those females, or how to contact the Capricorn? How to contact them? You may want them for business, but don't know them. You want someone, you know them, or you know them. You may have known them. They may have been somewhere with you. They're not somewhere with you anymore, or something's going on where you really don't know them, but you may know someone that they live with. You really don't know them that well, but you know someone that they live with, and someone that they live with could be the Aquarian, the Libra, the Gemini, the Taurus. But how do you know them? So when I said that, how do you know this person's housemates? If it's not family and workplace, how do you know this person's housemates? How do you know this person's co-workers? How do you know their business partners? But I work with. So when I say how you know people that they're connected to, you work with them. That's how you know them. If it's not the same workplace and they're external, but the spirit doesn't understand how you know them at the same time. How do you know them? Or you used to work with Aquarian, so you may have used to work with an Aquarian energy that they live with, or an Aquarian energy that they work with, or they're in some type of partnership with. That Aquarian, or you may talk to the Aquarian. The Taurus does. So talking to the Aquarian often, the Taurus does. The Taurus does. That you live with, that they live with, that they work with, or they used to work with. But they hiding also. So when I said that, this energy is hiding. Some element is hiding here. The Taurus, embarrassment. They're hiding from embarrassment because of a thought that they have, but dealings with Aquarian. The dealings or conversations that they were having with Aquarian, they're embarrassed by. And it can have something to do with sex, or sociopathic stuff, or stealing and stuff that they know, mental health things, and something there that they know that they don't really share. Something there they know they don't really share, or they shared that thought openly. The Taurus shared that thought openly with an Aquarian about a Queen of Pentacles energy, and you heard that, I'm embarrassed. Five of Swords right next to them. I'm embarrassed. Or they had this kind of conversations about you. They could have had some type of conversation there about you. These readings are broad, so I'm not trying to offend, but whatever. They could have had those kind of conversations about you. Wow. Jeez. The Eight of Pentacles energy is in the changing. You have those kind of thoughts about them, and someone else is talking about it that you shared it with. You didn't. You may not have had to share it, but it's true. Whatever. Eight of Pentacles energy is in the in a changing position. You don't need to work hard. Find out something. You may not need to work hard to find out something anymore. Or you don't need to work hard. Resolve an issue. You may not need to work hard anymore to resolve an issue with the Queen of Pentacles, with the Taurus, with a Capricorn, with an Aquarian, with a Gemini, whatever air sign. You don't need to resolve an issue with them, but it's already solved. You don't need to resolve an issue with them anymore because it's already solved. It's already resolved. Like the issue is already resolved. It could be because of the Queen of Pentacles that it's resolved. after you contact them, or you may not need to contact them. You just watch something that they have. So you just look at something that they have, and something that they have, something they said, something that they wrote. It could be something that they wrote could have been a what do you call that, mandated reporter kind of thing going on. What's another example? What do you call those things? Incident reports and things of that nature. Whatever, or they just, or something that they have, something that they have, something that they have, a video, whatever, you know what I mean? Something that they wrote, typed up, incident reports, or a letter that they wrote, whatever. You don't have to work to find what really happened. You may not have to work really hard to find what really happened somewhere. What really happened somewhere. Why somebody really left Wheel of Fortune. Why somebody really got fired. Why somebody was really laid off. The truth about why someone was really laid off. The truth about why somebody was let go from a job. And it has something to do with people's thoughts about their mental health and things of that nature. Yours, Aquarian. But something that's difficult with them because they for some reason, something being said about them isn't going to work. Or a Gemini and Libra like element, or a Capricorn, whatever earth sign, I keep getting embarrassing, or either embarrassed or embarrassing. But it's thoughts. But she reads. When I said thoughts, she reads. She reads thoughts. Like the Capricorn energy, they read people. They know how to read minds, literally, like thought reading, mind reading. You know what I mean? Like intuitive, like intuitive things and mind reading. You know what I mean? Mind reader. Or you with an Aquarian, you yourself could be you yourself may take on that kind of example with an Aquarian. You read their mind, you know what they're thinking, you know what they did, you know a thought that they have about someone or about you, or vice versa. They may read your mind. They may know how you really feel about them because of a Leo. They know how you really feel about them because of a Leo. Could have shared something crazy with a Leo. The Taurus element there, I keep in hide. They're hiding because they're embarrassed, or they had a deceptive thought about someone, or whatever the reason, they're hiding from the truth about something, or the fact that someone just knows something is embarrassing. The fact that someone just knows something is embarrassing and surrounding them. Ooh, the resolution has your energy there. That could be you, and that could be you, and or a Cancer or a Scorpio going towards the Four of Swords, but they're not somewhere anymore. The Queen of Cups going towards the Four of Swords. The Queen of Cups isn't somewhere anymore. Something crazy could happen to them, but they were schemed. So something crazy could happen to them, but they were also schemed. They from the beginning, they could have been the anonymous. They could have been one of the people that you spoke to about someone, but they themselves may not have been known about the power the Aquarian has. They themselves may not have known about the power that the Aquarian energy has. They're protected by a boss. They're protected by a what do you call it? They're protected by the government for some reason. Whatever it is, Queen of Cups energy there going towards the Four of Swords. If it's not anything like that, and this could just be your energy going towards the Four of Swords. This could be just your energy going towards, but that's what people said. So when I said this is your energy going towards the people, going towards the forest, going towards the people. Yes, going towards the Four of Swords. That's what people said. The Four of Swords usually depression. The Four of Swords implies depression or sort of mentally retractive feeling that you have going on in a workplace. But somebody there said something really interesting. Somebody could have that. Somebody could think that you're depressed about something. You could be depressed about someone. You could be depressed about someone that got fired. You could be depressed about the. You could be depressed about the reason. You could be depressed about the reason. And okay, one of the reasons that could be depressed, one of the things that could be depressing you could be tactics. Because you're aware of tactics in a workplace, in a family. You're aware of thoughts people have about people. You're aware of what do you call it? You're aware of schemes. You're aware of bets and things. Aquarian. You're aware of bets and those kind of things that were done to someone. You're aware of those kind of things. Metaphysical bets that people do to get people out in their places. You're aware of those kind of things in workplaces and families. But I'm Christian. So when I say those kind of things happening in workplaces and families, you're trying to say that you're Christian. You are not. Or you may uphold some Christian indoctrinations. You may uphold some Christian indoctrinations there. You may uphold something there, you know. The spirit emphasizing the fact that you uphold some type of belief there is because of the feeling that you have of revealing something, not revealing something, talking on an issue, not talking on an issue, staying somewhere and you know that someone's really sketchy about somewhere, and you know something is wrong about the sketchiness, not saying anything, saying something. You still uphold some type of religious indoctrination there. You do or you do not, or someone else does, or they do or they do not, or they try not to, they try to act like they don't believe it. They're trying to act like they don't really believe in something, and it could be in a religious indoctrination that someone is trying to say they don't believe in. But them saying that their behavior, them saying that implies that it matches the behavior that they have. The Taurus, the Aquarian, the air signs. It matches the behavior, the nonchalant. It matches the nonchalant behavior that they have. It matches it, And you're like, how to safeguard, how to help someone, save job, how to save your own job. This could be something that's happening to you, but you're like, you may still pray. These could be things that you hear that are happening to someone. But someone is evil also. So when I said that, it's someone is evil. So when I said happening to someone, it's someone is evil there. Someone is evil, or you, or Taurus, air sign, Queen of Pentacles. But why do people treat them like that? So I'm looking at the Queen of Pentacles. Why do people treat them like that? Why do people treat them like that? Why do people treat you the way? Why say something about you? Why does someone say something crazy about you? Or you think they did intentionally, unintentionally, or unintentionally? Why did treat? I'm looking at them, but why do people treat them like the way they do? Are you treating this person interestingly? That could be what the air sign elements. That could be what the air sign elements observe, or they just like them, right? In a sexual way, they just like them. The Queen of Pentacles, the air signs just like the Queen of Pentacles energy in a sexual way, or it's the Taurus that has that kind of feeling with you or with this person. Wow. All right, let's see if it's not family or it's just workplace and corporations and things of that nature. Let's see what the outcome is here, Pisces. All right, the star. There's your Aquarian. So I don't even need to see. I don't need to see. In some cases, I usually always pick up. I usually always pick up the minor, the major off of the minor when it shows up here. The major, I usually pick up the major arcana energy off of the minor arcana. With the star energy, I was getting Aquarian, but they need to leave. So when I said they need to leave for some reason, from somewhere, they need to leave for some reason. They need to leave somewhere. They need to move. They need to pack up. You want them to pack up. You want them to pack their things. This could be a situation here where someone could have been let go for a job for no reason. Someone could have been let go from a job for no reason. They could have been let go from a job, but this element steals and they're still somewhere. This element steals and they're still somewhere. They steal and they're still somewhere. And someone that got let go from a job, was an angel. Someone that got let go from a job was an angel, or they were okay. They were okay. But someone that stays somewhere that keep doing something wrong. Someone that is allowed to stay somewhere, they keep doing something wrong. They keep saying and doing wrong things and bad things. You're like, what to do? Queen of Cups, you're depressed because you want to do something. You may want to have a conversation with a Leo, but they're not somewhere anymore. You may want to have a conversation with a Leo, they're not somewhere anymore. They're not somewhere anymore. Family thoughts, or it could be a sibling that people have these kind of feelings about a sibling, or another family member, coworker. How to protect? I'm looking at them. How to protect them? How to protect yourself? How to protect yourself from some type of deception, but want to get back at. So when I said you want to get back at this element, you want to get back at them, or you want to get back at them for someone. You want to get back at them for someone. It just depends on what's going on. The Chariot right next to the three Cancer. The Chariot also right next to the Three of Swords is a Cancer. The Queen of Cups energy could also be a Cancer that you may want to contact, but she's depressed also. So when I say the Cancer that you want to contact, she's depressed also. She's depressed also. She's depressed also. Someone's depressed about a Cancerian energy also. Cancerian female. Someone's depressed about a Cancerian female also. They are, they are not. You know, they may be really extracted for they themselves may be really extracted from someone, yes, or something all the time, but they do that on purpose. So if it's a Cancer, the Cancer does that on purpose, but doesn't like Aquarian. So when I said that they don't like an Aquarian, they don't like an Aquarian. They don't like them. They don't like them. The King of Wands could be responsible for why Cancer isn't somewhere. You know, they get a love together. This depends on what's going on. You know, I keep looking at them. I don't like you. I keep the energy. It's like there, and it's something I don't like you. You're like, I don't like you. You don't like this person. You know, if it's not an Aquarian energy, then the star energy you could also be the Queen of Pentacles could be embodying star energy. You know, and something interesting going on with them could be for that exact reason they're a star, or you yourself could be a star. You yourself could be a star, but be careful how you handle business. So I said you yourself could be a star at whatever it is that you do. You yourself is a star, but be careful how you handle business. Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, they're a celebrity. When I said that something is celebrity like about them, but people can't stand. So when I said something being celebrity like about them, people can't stand. People not being able to stand it, they're acting out really weirdly. People not being able to understand could also be a situation. People not being able to understand, or people not being okay. People not being able to stand them is what's causing something to happen the way it's here. Also, you know. Understand them or can't stand them. Stand you, understand you, can't stand you or understand you. But Aquarian doesn't. So when I said that an Aquarian doesn't, Queen of Pentacles trying to give you the heads up into what Aquarian energy thoughts about you. And Aquarian energy's thoughts about you, you know, want to talk to King of Wands, they're trying to disappear from the scene. You want to talk to a Leo, they're trying to disappear from the scene. They're trying to disappear from the scene. You don't dwelling at this person, you really don't like them for some reason. You really don't like them, you know? All right, Pisces, you are the last one. Now I can relax my brain. All right, let me know how it resonates. Be well. Take care. Bye.